Latinos Out Loud podcast. Yeah, that's what this is. Latinos Out Loud.
LOLeros out there in Latinos Out Loud land. Hello. I know it's loud. It's always loud. It's your girl Rachel La Loca with yet another episode of Latinos Out Loud. Brr, 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 brr. Can't afford our own sound effects. Yes. Okay, you heard a voice. It's a mystery as to who that is, right? But you know, if it's an episode of Latinos Out Loud, it's flavor in your ear. You already know that, right? I've been wanting to have him on this show for a very long time now. We've been talking. He's the homie. And right now he is so sizzling hot. Like, I'm so proud of myself and I'm so happy that he said yes to record this today because my guest is a poet. He is a podcast host of a wildly successful podcast. I'm not giving it away just yet. You're going to have to guess. Okay, what else can I tell you? Because I love this game. His initials are R.O. That was a good one. He does tattoos. I didn't know he was a tattoo artist until recently. I may go for my 9th with him. We'll see. And right now, he's really of the moment. And I asked him to come on the show like today, now, because he's going to answer the burning question that we all have. Why are there so many Jalens in the NBA?
Hey, it's Big Rainey, man. Had to get in my Michigan bag for this one.
Yes, sir.
Flint, what up? Grand Rapids was good. Look, I just had to get something off my chest, bro, because I feel like it's a lot of freaky stuff going on in the league, man, and nobody's talking about it. So you know what? It's up to me. Look, why so many Jalens in the NBA? I think it's way too many Jalens in the NBA. Went to sleep and it was 10 Jalens in the NBA. Woke up and now it's 30 Jalens in the NBA. We got Jalen Smith on the Bulls and Jalen with a Y playing for the Timberwolves. Think it's a joke, but I'm actually earnest. Tell the truth, that ain't even really scratching the surface. Cause there's 607 players on the court playing. The 16 teams got a player named Jalen. And it's really 2 Jalens on 3 teams. That's gotta be like 50% of the league. In the crib trying to figure what it all really means. I know they mama raised them like my son is my king. And I could probably recognize them all by facial. And I wouldn't be surprised if they was all biracial. Look, why so many Jalens in the NBA? I think it's way too many Jalens in the NBA. Went to sleep and it was 30 Jalens in the NBA. Woke up and now it's 80 Jalens in the NBA. We got Jalen Hood up on the Lakers, Wilson on the Nets, Jalen Smith is on the Pacers. Can't forget Jalen Duren is on the Pistons. Another Jalen out of Sacramento where the Kings is. Bridges, Harris, Williams on the Thunder. About to place bets on where the next one finna come from. My money on New York to Chicago, cities with the most white baby mamas far as I know. And the NFL is even more insane, dude. You ever seen Jalen Hurts and Speedy in the same room? Next draft, more Jalen's in the fold. And it's all thanks to the legendary Jalen Rose. But it's already way too many Jalens in the NBA. Why so many Jalens in the NBA? Went to sleep, 600 Jalens in the NBA. Now the whole league is Jalen in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get crazy, bro. Like, listen, ladies, we gotta start picking different names, man.
We gotta come up with something else.
You know what I'm saying? What happened to Jerome?
What happened to Darius?
Did you know Jerry West's real name was Jerome?
I didn't know that.
Please put your lighters up for Rainey Ovalle.
Yeah.
Yes!
Wow, what an intro. Thank you so much, Rachel. And give it up for Rachel for what? Wow, that's an outstanding intro. I appreciate that. That's like my favorite so far. Thank
Really?
You. Yeah, that was great.
Dude,
Thank you so much.
This is like my thing. I pride myself in intros because you like you're brilliant. You're doing such hard work. It's the least that I can do to give you this like standing welcome to the show. And I'm so appreciative that you're taking the time right now.
Yeah, thank you. I know that means a lot because I feel like a lot of platforms kind of rush things just to get the post out. And sometimes, you got to give it some love. That's why I agreed to come up here. Cause I feel like everything I see from you, you could tell that the love is there and that, we pour into it. I remember last time we did the Zoom call for your class and we like took questions and stuff. And like, you could tell that was like, like you pour a lot of love into everything you do. So I appreciate the opportunity to be up here. And also real quick, just want to clarify. I am a former tattoo artist, so I'm not currently in practice. I'm not currently doing them, but
Okay.
it's kind of like riding a bike, you know. So like, should I decide to get back into it, like I'm we'll see.
Will you ever come out of tattoo retirement, or did you hang the needles like they're hanging on the Raptors of MSG or something?
uh, no, they. So I, what happened was like, so it's funny. Tattooing, like I was tattooing for like 10 years,
Oh,
and I
wow.
feel like, and it felt like I just never sort of broke that threshold of like, where artists, they develop a style and then they develop a clientele, and it just never got to a point where I felt like I was doing what I wanted to do. It felt like I was mainly doing like the standard stuff, which is like names and zodiac signs and infinity
Oh.
symbols and shit.
Mm,
And like, there's
mm.
nothing wrong with that stuff. It's just when that's so there's like, I call them like passion tattoos, which is like portfolio pieces, right? It's like, oh, this is going in the book. So there's book pieces and there's bill pieces. So
Oh.
the bill pieces are just what you do to make enough to get the bread to pay the bills. And then the book pieces are what you put in the book or on IG to like influence people to be like, "Oh, I like his style. I want to go to him for this."
Like the devil with big tetas or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Something
yeah.
crazy. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So so like it was that type of thing, and then Mero reached out to me, and this was in like 2020. This was like the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022. Um, he reached out to me and was like, "Yo, like we need somebody on the social team for Jesus and Mero for season 3." Or it's like the middle of season 3, and this is when they were remote at the time. And he was like, "Are you down?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And that was like my first sort of big boy entertainment job,
Wow.
and that's when I decided to to hang the needles up, because this was a W-2 job. It wasn't a 1099. So it was like, so it's like I'm getting a check, that gets my taxes taken out of it, as opposed to me paying the government
That's
taxes at the
right.
end of the year.
Salary, it's happened
Yeah.
to me right in front of my face. It's a celebration.
Yeah, so it's a very long-winded sort of uh I guess version of the answer being, um I didn't retire because I fell out of love with tattooing. I retired because Mero sort of introduced uh more stability than tattooing was giving me at the time. And now I'm right back at square one, baby. I'm broke as hell with the viral hit out. So
Hey, like the rest of us, but I ain't got a viral hit out, okay?
yeah. Yeah, well,
Yo,
yeah.
but listen, that's a great segue because I was wondering, Eloleros, just to backtrack, the wildly successful and award winning podcast that Rainey is a co host on is, of course, Victory Light with the Kid Mero and Lizbel Ortiz. Shout out to this team of three, this trifecta, this like amazing energy, brilliant joking, and educational at the same time podcast. Um, so I was wondering how you got in that mix, but now it's a little more clear. So you
Mhm.
were doing social when the show was on Showtime, or was this
On
before that?
Showtime, yeah. Yeah, so I joined mid season 3, and then I was up, and then in season 4 I was up. I was there right up until the end, like right up until they decided to cancel it mid season. I was there. And then Mero, we just kind of stayed, so Mero, like, this is the kind of person he is, right? I'm one of the first people he called when it happened, and he was like, "Yo, my phone is blowing up. I'm so fucking mad, but give me some time, and I'm gonna set you up with something." Like, cause he felt responsible. He was like, "Yo, I feel bad, cause like you left your other shit to come do this for me, and now, because of something that's out of my hands, now you don't got a job anymore, and I feel like he felt like a personal
Mm.
responsibility for that." And he was like, "Yo, but sit tight, just get it how you can in the meantime, but I'm working on something, and I'm gonna set us up in a way, and I got you, and just hang tight for me." And
Mero,
yeah, and
Mero's a
then come
leader. Look at that.
yeah, yeah, and then come October 2023, yeah, come October 2023, he's like, "Yo, remember that thing I told you about? I got you. It's gonna be me, you, and this other super funny shorty Radel Ortiz sister. I'm sure like this was him pitching it to me. He's like, Radel Ortiz sister, she's mad funny. She be doing skits on IG. I think the two of you would really vibe, and I feel like y'all would make good co-hosts for me. Like, what do you say? Are you down? And I was like, hell yeah, man. Like, like I'm super with that. And that's how Victory Light happened.
Wow. And now Signal Award winning. We was parlaying together at the party two
Yeah.
years ago, claiming
Yeah.
our trophies, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just mingling with these amazing podcasters, right? Like so many episodes later, you guys, your energy just keeps like snowballing. Like the jokes and the this like symphony that y'all put together, like you're part of an orchestra. It's such a good mix. Shout out to Mero, who I've also seen him operate this way. He feeds all everybody who's underneath his wings.
Yeah.
Everybody who's like on the wings of love, Mero will have you for life. Like he's just like Papa Bird that
Yeah.
will both like Papa Bird feed you and Papa Bird feed you, like
Mm.
with opportunities. He's on Hot 97 right now, also looking out for people, like it's just amazing to watch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a prime example of how you do it. Everybody's always complaining, Latinos, like crabs in a barrel. Everybody's always fighting. There's not enough room at the top. Yes, there is. And if you
Mm.
operate more like Mero, you're going to see a difference. Like we should all take a piece of Mero's book. I know I certainly do. I've learned a lot from this man, and there's always an opportunity to pass the torch behind you. You feel me, Rainey?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. And Mero's made this clear multiple times. Like he's like, yo, I'm good. Like I got my crib, I got my koi pond. Like he's like my kids is in a good school. Like I don't need like I'm good. I don't need excess. And he said this multiple times, also publicly, but to us, like in the green room, in the writers' room, and when we're going over docs, Victory Light, and he's just like, my plan for this is, I'm not trying to do this forever. I'm trying to set people up to win. And I'm trying to just be sort of like the production head, or like he described himself as the Dominican Dick Wolf. For like
Yes.
the like the for those of you that don't know, Dick Wolf is executive
Oh,
producer of Law and Order, namely
yeah.
SVU fame. So
Yep.
he's trying to be the Dominican version of that guy, where like his name is on it, but you never see him all over the place with it, or like all in front
Right.
facing with it, and like hogging up all the screen time and be like, yo, I'm Mero, and blah blah blah. Like that's ultimately what he has shared with me. Ultimately, that is his goal.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
The Dick Lobo of the game, which is so
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah. El huevo
Yo.
lobo. The
Yo, one thing, whenever I see Rainy, there's so much fucking laughter. I can't even. So I did some cheek exercises just now, like before we logged on, because I know I'm gonna
yeah.
work these cheeks like
Hmm.
this whole episode with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
You was
go back.
mewing. You was
Yeah,
mewing so you could
I
look
was
smacks.
I was doing a lot of the red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather,
Uh,
yellow leather, that
yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
like
Mm,
all of that stuff, like that actors
yeah.
do, whatever. But you are such a funny person, so creative. I'm learning so much more about you now. When Rainey sent me his bio, I thought I knew Rainey, and then I find out that he's also a poet, and he's been
Mm.
doing this for a while. He also does voiceover work. So tell us what we may not know about Rainey Ovalle.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like all content is. I say this all the time. Like whenever I get hired for a social media gig, I and we're in that writers room, or we're in the think tank. I hate that fucking term, but we're in the
That's so
you know
corporate. Meet me at the think
yeah.
tank. You could bring your lunch with you.
Yeah, like please, bro. Like it's just it's not. It shouldn't be this hard. But I think that the reason they do that is because they need to justify their bloated salaries, so they need to
Mm,
make things sound more complicated than they are, so that it
right.
makes it seem like, oh, you can't do what I do. That's why I get paid so much, and that's why you're down there. So let's hit the think tank and let's talk about how we can solve for less. Blah 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 blah. And
Let's
it's like it's
close the
not.
loop. We'll close
Yeah,
the
yeah,
loop
yeah,
on that,
yeah,
and then we're going to circle back. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
of
We're gonna
course.
close.
Sorry.
We're gonna close the loop on that and then circle back. And I think by this time tomorrow, I think we should be able to solve for less corporate oversight, more actual genuine post engagement. They love that word, engagement.
They love the word
Um,
engagement. Sure, and I'm going to follow up with you, and then maybe we can work this out so it falls within our
yeah.
fiscal.
Yeah, we'll
What?
follow up. We'll follow up. We'll follow up. We'll follow up. We'll draw something up for the ROI. We'll make sure ROI is looking good.
The ROIs, the
Yeah,
KPIs, the
yeah,
LOLs, and the DUIs. Yes,
yeah. Exactly.
all of
Yeah.
them.
So but this this sort of philosophy of all content is new content to people that have never seen it
Yeah.
before. So this like constant need to just keep feeding the algorithm new. It's exhausting, and it's not realistic, and it's not conducive to a healthy sort of a healthy social media environment, a healthy environment for artists, a healthy environment for people sharing the things they make, and so I say all that to say, a lot of people are just now discovering me from Jalen Invasion, but I have been at this a long time. I've been making music
Tell them.
since I was like 17. A lot
Tell
of
them.
this, like, I've been writing poetry since middle school. I don't really like to share it. That's kind of a, that's like a personal sort of, it's like a me thing, because I feel like another thing, in the age of social media where everybody feels like they have to broadcast every living facet of their entire fucking life, I think it's important to have at least one or two things that you don't share with people, that you sort of, it's a way for you to be a friend to yourself, which is like,
I love that.
yeah. So I guess the main thing I could tell people, is that I've I've been here a while. I'm true to this, not new to this. I'm a student in the game. There's a reason why the Jalen Invasion track hits that sweet spot of like, this is hilarious, but it's also very good and very technically like impressive.
Yes.
And it's because I put that work in. Like, people in the comments were like, "Who's the producer? Who engineered this? This is super clean. Oh, who mixed this? That's all me, baby."
You did
I've been,
everything, soup
yeah,
to
yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Okay. You've been at my class, you've been a guest speaker, so you
Mhm,
might realize by now that I like to get granular. I love to dissect.
mhm,
So I want to take some time and I want to dissect this Jalen track with you.
mhm,
Okay, if you'd be so
mhm.
kind.
Yeah.
Um, so anecdotally, I woke up one morning and I'm on the feed, and I'll always throw the heart up and the comment, to support. But like when I saw Rainey's video, I also was one of those people that was like, not only is this hilarious, the visuals are on point, the writing is tremendous, his
Thank you.
his deadpan is genius because he hardly shows any emotion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I must have watched it at least 10 times at jump. Like when I saw it, I just kept going back because you catch something different. I kept catching different things
Yeah.
that you say. He exaggerates in the track. Talk about he went to sleep with like 10 Jalens and woke up with 30 Jalens in the NBA, and I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's so many questions that I have about this track. First of all, I'm gonna probably if I'm like everybody out there, you're all wondering why? How did this come to you?
Yeah.
Like why? What is with the fascination with the name Jalen and how many there are in the NBA? Talk to us.
Yeah. So, funny enough, this first came up on the set of Victory Light. Yeah. So the podcast that I'm a co-host on, Victory Light, with Mero and Lizbel. Mero and Min Tran, the freaky man, super producer. You know what I'm saying? They talk basketball on set a lot. So like if something happens with a particular player, they'll like swap. They'll swap like ideas back and forth. Like they'll talk about it, and like in just overhearing, you know, like Mero will be on his phone and he'll see something from the Knicks and be like, "Yo, Jalen Brunson played crazy last night." And I'm like, "Okay, Jalen Brunson." And then I think the Celtics played somebody this was all last season or like 2 seasons, maybe like between season 1 and now. there has always been a Jalen. So the first one that came up was Brunson. And I remember when they made the playoffs last year, everybody was like, yo, this is it. Like, we're finally going to do it. And Jalen Brunson was the talk of the town. He's the king of New York. Then after that, I think the following season, they brought up another Jalen, which was Jalen Brown, who is on the Celtics. By the way, I don't watch basketball at all. This is all secondary, tertiary information that I have just absorbed in my head. So I'm like, okay, so they brought up Jalen Brown, and I'm like, wait, I thought you said he was on the Knicks. And Mero goes, no, that's Jalen Brunson. So then a third conversation happens. And then Mero and Min are talking about Jalen Williams. And I'm like, yo, they're calling this guy like, yo, I seen a picture of a guy who looked like a popular streamer named Duke Dennis. And I was like, yo, who is this Chinese Duke Dennis? Because he's like light skinned and like, you know, he looks like Duke Dennis. So I'm like, yo, who is Chinese biracial Duke Dennis? Like, and he's like, oh, that's Jalen Williams. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I thought it was Jalen Brunson. He's like, no, that he plays on the Knicks. So I was like, so who's the other Jalen? He's like, no, that's Jalen Brown. He plays on the Celtics. So I'm like, bro, you like this has got to be a joke. He's like, no, there's just mad Jalens. And fun fact, there's two players named Jalen Williams on the same team. They're both on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're both named Jalen Williams.
This had to be spoken about. This had to be covered. I'm so glad you finally did this. Go on.
Yeah, you know. So, and also, wait, hold on, really quick. I gotta give thanks real quick. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold the people down for a second. Rachel,
all right, people, I'm gonna hold you down. Maybe I can recite something. Mary had a little lamb whose fleet was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, Rainey was sure to go.
That was
okay,
awesome.
he's back.
Thank you.
Awesome. No problem.
So-
I'll always recite something from Mother Goose or something. I'm a mom. That's what I got in the pocket.
That's beautiful. So Jalen Williams, one of the Jalen Williams, number 8 on the Oklahoma City Thunder, was kind enough to send me player exclusive ring night ceremony James Harden 9s. To my house. Yeah. So these are not available for purchase.
What?
They are player exclusive. He even sent me a note. Look, from the number 8 Jalen in the NBA.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Yeah,
are you kidding? This is so fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Show us the kicks.
Yeah, so he sent me a pair of player exclusives.
Oh my lord!
And these are the ring ceremony exclusives. That's why they're white and gold, the colorway. And one is gold on white. The other is white on gold.
Yo!
And that's the pair right there.
What do you do with those? Are you gonna wear them? Or are you gonna hang them from like an electricity pole in the Bronx? Are you gonna put them in a plastic casing? What do you do with those?
I don't know. I'll probably style them once or twice for a video, and then just keep them as like a collectible. You know, one of my sons. If we end up being the same size, one of my sons can have them in 15 years or 10 years, however long. But so that's Rainey. To put a pin on it, I'm so sorry. To put a pin on it real quick, just eventually those conversations just kept changing. And then one day I was like, yo, why so many Jalens in the NBA? And he's like, yeah, we know it's a problem. And then I was like, I think there's way too many Jalens. And then I was like, hold on. That's a song right there.
Yeah.
And then I looked up Jalen Rose was the first Jalen ever. So I looked up Jalen Rose and I'm like, okay, where's he from? He's from Detroit. So I was like, okay, I love Detroit music. I fuck with Detroit artists. Like RMC Mike and TJX6 and YNJ. You know, shout out Grand Rapids, Michigan. I shout out Michigan in the song too. And I chose to go that route with the beat because Jalen Rose is from Detroit. So that's why I chose that sound.
Look at that. Another layer that we didn't even know. Please unpack the layers for us. Okay, so now we know the why. We know the research. I'm sure there was more research done. I mean, did you know? Because like when I saw it, I'm like, all the Jalens are gonna go nuts. All the Jalens are going to watch this and share it and like play it at their like, I don't know, kids' parties. So did you see that coming? Like, how do you know the virality of something? Can you predict that? If something is gonna go viral or not? Like, cause honestly, Rainey, it just looks like you're doing it for fun also, which we love so much. You're not doing it for the views. I mean, that's what I mean, getting to know you and like, being an observer, it doesn't seem like you're doing this for the views or for the stacks. Like you're doing this as a creative outlet and having fun with it. Like what did you know or did you feel the virality of it when you put it out?
Um, so when you've been in a game as long as I have, and by the game I mean like social media, like I've been active on social media like legit since like 2011, 2012. Like I'm talking like Tumblr days and stuff like that.
All right,
Um,
Tumblr. All right.
yeah, and like I just kind of watched it evolve. I watched it go from like, people interacting with and engaging with things that they thought were genuinely cool and interesting to this like social media landscape where people are kind of just going towards whatever can get them the biggest reaction. you know
Yeah.
that's how you get to that's how you get to a landscape where Kick as a platform, the streaming platform, is known as the reaction platform, is known as the IRL streaming platform where you go up there and you go up there to make a fool of yourself, to embarrass yourself and everybody that's around you. And the people that watch that kind of slop are gonna go up there and feed you money because streaming is the new reality TV. Reality TV is the new reality, and the comments section is the new Athens. The comment section is the new podium, and everybody got a voice. And it's when I made the track, like I just decided, like, you know what, I haven't made a funny one in a while. Like last year, around April, I dropped an album called Cigarettes with Dead Men. It's mainly drumless hip hop. I produced all of it. I mixed and mastered all of it. I wrote all of it, performed all of it. I did the art. I curated the entire vibe. That one was real serious. I was going through a lot at the time. That one sort of floated under the radar. After that, I dropped Malona, which was like a summer banger, and it turns a year old in July. Probably my biggest song to date, but that's because I pumped that track incessantly and was like, nah, everybody got to hear this. And then starting this year, I've been dropping singles since January. It started with a Brigand in the Bronx. It was me with the armor. Then in February last month, I dropped Running Plays, which was like the blend of like Midwest emo and like like hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Like hood stories of like the lyrical content is something you would probably hear in like some like Atlanta or Detroit type rap, but then the
Okay.
instrumental and the performance is something you would hear from like Midwest emo or like pop punk band. And like none of those tracks were like really hitting the way I wanted them to. And I was like, okay, I've been flexing the sort of real artist muscle. Let me just have some fun with this next one. Like, let me see where that takes me. So I
Yeah.
made Jalen Invasion, and I just want to show you everyone on the screen. Look, this is my Untitled app. And if you look closely, it says Jalen Invasion, August 24th, 2025. So I made this song nearly a year ago. And
Wow.
yeah, and I just sat on it for like a year. I just sat on it for a year, for nearly a year. And um because I didn't want to play the rat race. I didn't want to do the rat race. I didn't want to play the labyrinth game. I didn't want to compete with people for the general public's attention. I'm just not that kind of creator. And I don't believe in pimping my passion in that way. I feel like if it's gonna bang, it's gonna bang, and if it's not, then it's just not that time. Um, so I guess I kind of knew that I had one for real, but I feel that way about all of them. I think as an artist, you kind of have to feel that way about all your stuff. Where
Yeah.
it's like, nah, this is it, but it's because you care about it,
They're your
versus like,
baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
these are my, you know what I mean? These are
Your
my
lyrical baby.
brainchilds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, but with this one, I was like, you know what? maybe it'll resonate with some people. But I waited to drop it like I do everything. And then another sneak peek I'll give the Latinos Out Loud podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Is this is my untitled app. These are all of my singles. I'm not gonna play any of them, but these are all of the singles, most of which are unreleased.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are done and ready to go. And then as far as EPs, I have like 9 in here. 6 of them or so are pretty much done and ready to go. And then as far as albums, I think I have 4. Yeah, and
Wow.
two of them are ready to go. So, I'm just not chasing trends. I'm not necessarily chasing the viral moments. I'm just kind of working.
Yo, we
You know.
started this call off the record, and I was like, yo, my mouth and brain are a little tired. Today is a little bit of an abnormal day, atypical podcaster day where I recorded. This is my 3rd episode today. I feel like a freaking slacker right now. You just showed me 9 albums. You have an entire repertoire in the can, and
Yeah.
I'm here bitching about 3 podcast episodes. Diantre, do you do you sleep? Like, what is your sleeping pattern like? When are you making music? Are you up all night making music? What's your schedule like?
I have a do it now policy. So I have this theory, this philosophy. It probably already existed. I don't think I made this up, but I just don't know the term for it. But I
Okay.
believe that ideas are living things, and I believe that they bounce around from. So like, you ever had an idea and then you see it a year later and you're like, yo, I came up with it.
Yes.
Like Bluetooth for me when I was a kid, like in high school, it was Bluetooth AC. Cause I would be leaving high school and I would be waiting for the D train and that shit would be hot as hell on the platform. And I'm
Mm.
like, oh man, now I'm gonna get to mommy crib. My room's gonna be hot as fuck. I gotta wait for the AC to cool the thing down. Man, I wish that I could turn my AC on from my phone, like Bluetooth, like with the headphones. And then 4 years later,
Done.
Frederick drops like the first Bluetooth AC ever. So I genuinely believe that ideas are living things and they hop around from brain to brain looking for life, looking to be manifested. So the reason I have that do it now mentality is if I don't move on this idea right now, whatever time it is, wherever I'm at, if I don't at least put the skeleton together, it's going to leave and it's going to go to somebody else. And that
Ooh.
somebody else is going to manifest that idea. So
Well,
as far as my schedule, yeah, it kind of varies. It's based on whenever something comes to me.
that's so real. Okay, I'm gonna put something out in the universe because I don't want to invent it, but I'm gonna put it out there so maybe it hop along Cassidy's to somebody's shoulders who has the capacity to put it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you may not be able to feel me on this, but you might have heard other women complaining. We need better tampons. I'm sorry,
Mm,
we need something that can be inserted a little less invasively.
mm,
Which sometimes, if it's a bad insertion, can cause some tear. And I'm really sick of it. I'm really sick of these like really hard plastic applicators, Like there's got to be a better way. Why are we rocking the same tampons that our grandmothers did? Like there's got to be some sort of innovation in this space. But like I said, I don't have a lab.
mm,
I have a bathroom where I dispose of them and I analyze and I'm like, there's got to be a better way. My poor
yeah.
freaking Toto. I'm tired of this shit. Seriously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I used to keep L, like the L brand. I used to keep it in the crib. Like just for anybody that would need it. I grew up with sisters, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm very conscious of, like women's like hygiene and stuff. So I try to keep
I
it in
love
the
this.
crib. But then L got sued for having like I think carcinogens in their thing. I don't know. Don't quote me on this.
How
Um
the heck?
yeah, I don't know. They got in trouble for something. Like it was like I don't know, microplastics in the cotton or something like some crazy shit.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And wifey threw them all out recently because she was like, yo, like where did you get these? And I was like, oh, they just looked like the best brand. They said they were 100% cotton, organic, you know what I'm saying? Like recycled plastic, whatever. So I just got those. And she was like, yeah, these fucking suck. I'm throwing these out. I
Good
was
for
like,
her.
okay.
That
Yeah.
takes a lot of woman to do that because these things are expensive.
Yeah.
And there's always that like, unexpected surprise, like, hi, Aunt Flo is at the door. And I'm like, no, 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 we're not expecting you right now, Aunt Flo. And so you need it on deck. But good for her for throwing away a whole thing of them because that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love your theory because it's true. Like manifesting. I mean, we know that's real, right? Like for all the like non-believers that manifesting does not work, you can just shut us off right now and go on to the next podcast because it works. Like you put something out there, and there's been plenty of times where like an idea for a sketch or something, or like I don't know. My boyfriend is a filmmaker, and like he's always like, yo, I've been thinking about doing a film like that. I'm like, well, the
Yeah.
universe took your idea, didn't it? And it happens. So now that you've seen the success from this hit, which it's really just scratching the surface, it just came out. Like, we're going to see a lot more. It's getting picked up by these huge Instagram accounts. The NBA players are listening and sending you kicks off of the strength.
Yeah.
Can you do another one? Are you going to do another one? Do you have the bug now?
So I think if it makes sense, I will. But I'm not that type of creator. I feel like I feel like I was describing before. Like I've been around long enough to see the shift from, people interacting with things that they genuinely thought were cool and awesome, and like spreading talent and like exposing other people to things they enjoyed, versus this sort of reactionary landscape where people are just kind of making whatever the thing is that's going to get them the most attention, negative or positive, more often than not negative. But if they do get, and whatever attention they get, be it positive or negative, they tend to milk whatever it is. And I've gone viral so many times, and I've had so many opportunities to be like, oh, this is the play, this is what the algorithm likes, cool, I'm just going to do this over and over. And I don't necessarily agree with that approach. Just not that there's like anything wrong with it. Like if all you're worried about is making some bread, and you got to in to make some bread for real, then cool, more power to you. But I'm simply not pimping my art. I'm not pimping my passion to get a dollar out of this thing. And it's and that's, I follow Mero's code in that way, because we could have been a manosphere grifting fucking podcast. We could have been you know what I'm saying? Like we could have been some Dominican Andrew Tates. That shit is mad lucrative. We could have been some right-wing griftoids. That shit is mad lucrative. We could have endorsed Trump. You know what I'm saying? We could have made excuses for Israel. You know what I mean? Mad lucrative. There's mad bread in that. But like, who would I be if I did that? And I feel the same about like music and art and like posting and stuff. So I do have another one in me, I think. But then I also, you run into two problems. It's like you pigeonhole yourself by like doing the same thing again. And I start to feel like a monkey in a circus. And everybody's just like, again. And then I do the fucking flip. Like, that sounds miserable. I'm good. But then I also feel like when it comes to me, if it comes to me, it'll just happen naturally, the same way every other track I've ever made has come to me naturally. Nothing I've done up until this point has ever felt forced, has never been forced. So I'm not gonna force it this time just because I went viral. I'm gonna follow the natural sort of path. But I do have another one in me.
I totally respect that. I just want to add that because I saw you on this track in a different light, and we all of a sudden learned that there's this really cool wordsmithy Latino Weird Al Yankovic type in you.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be selfish and say, I want to laugh more.
Yeah.
I want to sing more.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be the do more monkey, but like, I don't know if you have you yourself seen yourself in this light. Like you did one with comedy and NBA. You fused so many different themes together in one genius sancocho.
Yeah.
And it came out really, really good. So again, I'm not trying to say satisfy the yearn that we have, the viewers, but there is something special that you found, that you discovered. So just please don't tuck that away. Keep that moving and grinding and moving forward.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I do appreciate that. And yeah, I suppose the comedy angle is definitely like it's not lost. Like the significance of laughter is not lost on me, especially now. I feel like people have so many reasons to frown, and like there's so much doom and gloom everywhere, and like there's this sense of dread that just kind of permeates everything right now, that giving people something to laugh at is like super important. Like I've had two people call me in tears being like, yo, like I'm so proud of you. Like I've had, like somebody was like, somebody I know I'm very close to, an old coworker of mine that we became friends on set, and like we're still friends to this day. They shared with me that their partner is getting deployed to Iran,
Oh.
and they've just been kind of mulling over this feeling of dread and being like, yo, like I can't believe this, like like my partner being enlisted, and like and he's off to they're off to fight a war they don't agree with, a war nobody wants, and they were in tears just being like, I feel like that was the first time I've laughed in a while, and like
Aw.
and that really touched me, so I was like, okay, so I do get the significance of laughter. I understand, like like I understand the importance of like laughter and comedy, and and introducing some levity in a situation where like everything seems so grim. So yeah, I feel like the comedy angle works, but I'm not trying to be pigeonholed. Like I'm not trying to be the comedy rap guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I from the onset, I'm letting this be known now. Like this is not what I do. Like this is just one of the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not the thing. This is just on the list of things. Sometimes you're gonna get a funny. Sometimes you're gonna have to and I like, if you're gonna fuck with me for real, you're gonna need a versatile ear.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, before we go, and thank you so much for like, this is sort of like inside the musician studio,
Yeah,
Like,
I record right here, by the way. So this is
whoa.
this is literally like this is the, when this mic is not here, it's on this shield, and I recorded Jalen Invasion literally right here, and then I made the beat. Hold on, I made the beat like literally right here.
I love a good show and tell. So for
Yeah.
those listening right now, we're seeing his microphone set up. Is that a keyboard, a sampler? What is
Yeah,
it?
this is a Kai MPK Mini Plus. So
Okay.
it's got the pads, it's got the keys, it's got a bunch of different presets, it's got tempo function, arpeggiator, all that stuff.
What do you use to shoot? What kind of camera you rocking over there?
My phone.
Look at that. iPhone, Android, what you got?
iPhone, it's the old one, iPhone 15 Pro Max. 15 Pro Max with Final Cut Pro. So the key is lighting. It's all about lighting. You could shoot shit on a fucking sidekick if your lighting is dope, and then
I
you know
missed
how to
my
finesse it.
sidekick. I missed
Yeah.
that. Whoop. I missed that
Yeah,
so
the
much.
flip, right? Yeah.
The flip was all, it was like you're playing like a gamer phone. It was awesome.
Yeah. But it's all about lighting, really. Like the physical camera doesn't matter so much as the lighting. I got a pair of lights outside. I got the green screen, and I got Final Cut on my computer. So yeah, I've just been making it happen with what I have.
Maybe some pro lighting tips. What are some of your go-to lights? Brand, cost. This is for
Um,
people out there looking to try to do some creative stuff, to
yeah,
follow the footsteps of yours.
yeah, for sure. Just give me 1 second and keep the people entertained, Rachel. 1 second.
Okay, no problem. Froggy went a courtin' and he did right. Froggy went a courtin' and he did right, sword and a pistol by his side. He went up to Miss Mouse's door where he had never been before. He sat Miss Mouse upon his knee and said, Missy Mouse, would you marry me? Without my Uncle Rat's consent, I wouldn't marry the president. Well, Uncle Rat went down to town to buy his niece a wedding gown. Where will the wedding supper be? Away down yonder in the hollow tree. Oh, what will the wedding supper be? 3 green beans and a black-eyed pea. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. The first to arrive was a little moth. He set out the tablecloth. Next to arrive was a bumblebee with a fiddle on his knee. The last to arrive was a nimble flea who danced the jig with the bumblebee. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. That was Froggy Went a Courtin'.
Oh,
Yep. And Rainey's back. Woo! Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just I feel like having visual examples helps.
We
But
love show and tell. Show
yeah.
and tell, Rainey. Show and tell for us. Show and tell us. You
So
heard? That's what I'm saying.
oh my god, I love that. That's fire. You should put that on wax. But so for me the most tú sabes la marca más económica for me,
Sí,
the
dime.
most the I don't want to say cheap because I feel like cheap is like derogatory, but the most cost effective brand I will say for me has been a Great Video Maker. So they sell it on Amazon. It looks like
Whoa.
this. This kit comes with 2 lights with complete with RGB function and like regular warm and cool white LED lighting. It comes with a power cable so you could plug it into the wall, and it also comes with slots on the back for battery packs. And that's the other thing I'm gonna tell you to invest in, which Great Video Maker also makes. See, it says the GVM right there. But
Ooh.
these batteries, you can never have too many. You can never have too many of these. They last a pretty long time, but what they do is they slide they slide into the back of the light fixture, like on the back of it. So if you want wireless power, if you want to shoot outside at night or whatever, and you don't have you don't have an adapter in your wall, you don't have a socket you don't have a wall with a socket, like you can never have too many of these battery packs right here. So yeah, Great Video Maker makes all that stuff. I honestly,
Those
if
are
you're gonna invest,
rechargeables? Those are
yes,
rechargeables in there? Awesome.
yes, these are
Awesome.
rechargeable.
Yeah.
So Great Video Maker is your go-to source. Like if you're on a budget, just look up Great Video Maker studio lights, Great Video Maker battery, Great Video Maker battery charger. Like they make everything, super cost effective. And if anyone wants to know like what the first thing they should invest in before anything, even before you get the nice camera, get some lights and shoot on your phone, and I promise you it'll make all the difference. You'll notice right away.
Lighting is fun too. Like I'm
Yeah.
also still learning more and more about it. And with podcasting, a lot of people, if you're going to do this on your own, there's this 3-point lighting system that you can Google real quick and find out what you need to do as a podcaster if you're going to record from home. But lighting is so cool. And ladies, listen, good lighting will complement good makeup. Okay, so we don't want no bogus lighting. We spend all this money on like Sephora dates and stuff, going out there with our girlfriends, buying everything
Yeah.
in the freaking Urban Decay aisle. You want to look good? Get some good lights. I mean, Rainey kind of helped me set up my lights right now. I hope I look good. I see. I was a little whitewashed in the beginning. I hope I'm a little warmer now, but it was a little too cool, a little too
Mhm.
bright. Rainey, speaking of good video maker, you are one yourself. Congratulations on making such good content. Listen, everyone out there, if you don't listen to the Victory Light podcast, I'm mad at you. So go and listen to Victory Light. Shout out to Mero. Shout out to Lizbel. Rainey, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for never saying no. Every time I ask you for something, it's like, yes. Will you be a guest speaker at my class? Would you interrupt your day to speak to a few college students? The answer was yes. Will you be on my podcast? I know it's last minute, but like this song is out now and you're so hot. Yes. You know, even like at events when I see you, it's always you're so gracious, you're so kind, you're so humble, and you deserve all of the success and all of the flowers that are coming to you right now. Receive. We want to see more
Thank you.
of you receiving these flowers. Congrats, yo.
Thank you so much, Rachel. And it's really a blessing to be recognized by people like you. Also good natured, also kind hearted. You know what I'm saying? Every time I've seen you, even the first time I met you, it was all smiles, all love, all hugs. Like, and you didn't owe me any of that, and you still don't. You don't owe me this platform to, expose the rest of your audience to people like me and to my co-stars at Victory Light. You know what I'm saying? It's always been love from your side. So I feel like
Love.
we're just mirrors. You know what I'm saying? You approached me on that type of time, so I was like, okay, let me, like, whatever Rachel need, I got it. So yeah.
Love is definitely the definition, okay? I spread it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. But also it's this community, this creative community that I'm blessed to be a part of, that I learned from. that I'm absorbing and also, taking some tactics and making them my own. So I'm really appreciative to be here and to even have this freaking space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to wrap this episode, but yo, tell everybody where they could follow you. Go check out Jalen Invasion right now. It's probably invading your timeline, but if it
Yeah.
isn't, then Rainey, tell them where they could find you, please.
Yeah, I got you. So this has been Rainey Ovalle. If you're like, man, this guy talks a lot. Yep, that's the whole deal. That's your boy is known as the certified yapper, yap god, rap god, you know what I'm saying, on the Victory Light podcast with the kid Mero as well as Lizbel Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? We're making waves. We all over the net. We on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Patreon. Get on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Victory Light. And yeah, they could find me on there. They could support me tangibly on there. You know what I'm saying? The $5 tier gets you bonus content, extra lengthier, girthier episodes. And you can find me personally at Rainey Ovalle. Rainey, like it says on the screen, Ovalle, Ovalle, on TikTok, Twitter, and IG. You can find me on YouTube at HB-Rainey on YouTube. That is where all of my music is. That's
What's
where Jalen
HB?
Invasion is. Hearst
What's
Boys. That's
I?
this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hearst Boys. That's my gaming organization, my brand essentially.
Love it.
Making big waves across the commentating space, playing a lot of Street Fighter Third Strike. You know, we be in Brooklyn with it. We be at Next Level. And yeah, and where else can you find? Oh yeah, and you can find me. What did I say? Victory Light. I hit the socials and I hit the YouTube, and I believe that's it.
Yo, that's a lot of places and all different content where they go. No, depending on where they go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rainey Ovalle, for taking the time to be on Latinos Out Loud. That's another episode of LOL. Oh my gosh, 3 episodes in one day. I thought I'd be tired after the third, but like I'm kind of ready to get on the treadmill right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Yo, you can follow me at Rachel La Loca, Rache La Loca. You can also give us a call at 978 Latinos. The website is wearelatinosOutloud.co. And you could also follow us at We Are Latinos Out Loud on all the socials and on YouTube. Click the bell, like, subscribe, do all the things that the kids are doing these days. Thank you so much for the support and for the listen. Please support this man. He's doing tremendous things. And it's so nice to see it. All right. On that note, we out.
The Latinos Out Loud